counting them out yet. From day to day, they have been our most consistent team.
Certainly have. One more chance to prove that consistency here as the playing path comes on in for the last time. From Novo up to Stel, but this time around it's a little east leaning. So Gatka, Hospital, Georgia Pole, a little bit late drop.
Another Epnoia though. Instant drop there for Stalwart. They can get looted and booted and ready to go. Looking at our leaderboards at the moment, Vampire Esports still fielding Stone there with 31 eliminations. Lightning, 32, but it's still Action, who really has been man of action for our tournament so far. Getting some absolutely wild stuff done. Wildcats also will be able to get themselves onto North Sosnovka almost immediately. Even maybe down towards military base. And Vampire Esports will have to drop very, very long here with this eastern playing path over towards Quarry. So that does make things difficult for them. I think he got all those headshots last match.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That was quite impressive. Action just about holding on to the knock record. 31 to 30 to 30 on our leaderboard right now. The MVP race must be absolutely spiced out the wazoo right now, Blaine.
Honestly, we've had so many good individual players from practically all of these teams that it is going to be a weird one to check it out. Oh, dear me.
Ooh.
This is one of the circles where maybe teams will have to change their drops. And in the very final match of the PMWI, we are seeing an absolute curveball being thrown at us.
Wow, what a shift. On an eastern plane as well, this is really going to clump those teams up to that eastern side, right? Not a lot of teams are going to want to go all the way out to Georgia Pole, so that's TJB who could potentially be hit here on a difficult position for themselves. You can see they are on that north side and going to try, well, we can see that they are on that north side, still trying to go for that sort of area, but do they wrap back, try and go somewhere else?
It's the difficulty, right? I mean, they want to get looted there straight away. But it's a struggle, just with the way the circle's gone. But this is going to be a very interesting ending to our tournament. Diego, nothing but a pistol in hand. And TJB have got looted up just a little bit faster.
Yeah, even that shotty, that UMP, there's no way you could stand up to that with a pistol against two. I mean, miracle shots would be necessary, but it's just not going to happen. Nice high nade there to scarce yellow, if nothing else. Lin gets the spray down. Okay. There is potential here with that shotgun in hand to shut down a stairway push. With the K9 for Lin ready to bark.
Just want to leave him alone here. Don't even bother with it. Real struggle now for Vivo Keyed, TJB, but these are not the teams in the story that we are telling today between Falcons, Stalwart, as well as Vampire Esports. I've really stamped a place in our memories, and hopefully yours too.
Certainly have. Certainly mine. This will be an event to remember for sure. And if you've been watching... Ooh. Okay, hang on a minute. There we go. That was the bark I was talking about. It's ready. Woof, woof.
Pink skirt with Lin, heads up top side. Now it's one last player. K9 Ooh. Tries to send it in there, like you said. Cannot close the jaws around the target. I sent some UMP shots down there.
If you've been following these storylines, if you've been watching TJB over these last couple of days, following that race for the top spot, then of course you have been watching with us and trying to earn those daily missions to earn points. Once you earn enough points, once you've accumulated those, you can tap on the rewards icon in-game to claim the corresponding reward.
You can participate in that event solo or team up with other players. Both ways is absolutely okay, and teaming up could help you get that reward even easier. There's also another reward here for everyone at home. PMWI gun skins and outfits through from the 4th of August through to the 13th of August. It's 50% off PMWI packs. You get a set straight away and 5 chances to draw the PMWI treasure. Okay, Lin. It just looks so good on screen.
Yeah, well, if you aren't going to jump in for those sales, and I don't see why you wouldn't, the 14th of August. So tomorrow that starts until the 15th of September. There will be 16% off PMWI packs where you get 6 chances to draw PMWI treasure chests.
And from the 4th of August all the way through to the 13th, which is
Today.
Ending soon. All users in the region of the top 3 teams with a chance to win a prize, and that's a maximum of 1 award per user. And, you know, talking about getting things done and celebrating, you know, if you tune into the PMWI live stream and we reach 100 million live watching, then everyone could get items in the 2022 PMWI Lucky Crate. That is also a maximum of 1 award per user.
So visit the in-game 2022 PMWI Watch Together area every day from the 11th onwards for more information.
Looking back at the game, we're back on board with Vampire Esports. You have opted to head down towards Quarry and Primorsk. I didn't want to do anything too fancy here, especially in the last game, and honestly, I don't blame them. This is the smart thing to do. Aton Esports down towards Milter Power. A drop that they're very familiar with. Back-to-back, though, move slightly across from Milter. And it's Regan.s who actually moved down towards that shelter area, you know, just taking up a little bit more room on the southern side and actually coalescing quite quickly here.
TJB did strike out towards that North George position. No teams in very close conflict right now, which is really what we're looking for. Wildcats and Stalwart potentially coming into a scrap, a scramble, a scrabble for bridge control on the eastern bridge from Military Island. No shots just yet ringing out. Scouting being done right now.
You know, Wildcats are actually moving very, very close, like you said, John. Stalwart's just playing it pretty slow. I think they kind of expected this too. With Circle being so much towards the east, this is one of the few times that Wildcats might want to even go for this eastern bridge crossing and where it really does benefit Stalwart. It also means that it looks like Box is getting directly in position just outside that eastern bridge. They have vehicles. We haven't seen really any bridge camps up until now. Back-to-back tries. Takes from shots over towards Aton Esports, very close together in Milter Power and Milter.
Looking at where this circle is, I mean, you've got to imagine that Milter is going to be a strong position to be holding around in these coming minutes. So getting that claim early could prove to be good, or could prove to be a downfall if a lot of teams decide the same, right? If they decide everybody wants to go in there, everybody wants a piece of that pie, it could be just too much pressure to bear and nobody could come out as a winner-winner chicken dinner from that region. Just have to wait and see, Blank. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of PUBG Mobile.
And we do love PUBG Mobile.
Hell yeah.
100%. Fair few teams out inside of the blue at the moment. Vampire Esports is one we always expect, especially going down towards Primos, Quarry, and Ferry Pier. They are now starting to make their move, and make their move they will have to. It's not one of those games where they can just sit pretty and wait this out and take the first place prize. Flower C looks over towards Yusuf. Not a good start for Falcons, but luckily they do get that player out of dodge. Look how damaged he is. Going into this game with 3 players would have been horrendous, and luckily able to make it out alive. But like I said, you know, Vampire Esports, they cannot sit on their laurels here. Only 2 points behind them is Team Falcons. So they will need to put up some points, or at least Falcons will need to go down early in this game, which I'm sure everyone here in Saudi Arabia does not want. No,
certainly not. And you've got to remember that chase for 5th place spot as well. With Wildcats on 135, facing off against Stalwart on this military island, this is a proving ground for them, right? If they're able to come through, I feel like they would deserve that top 5 spot, but they have to be able to come through. That's a brutal shift, Blank. That's a lot of water.
That is a lot of water. This actually is quite good for Stalwart, in fact, because it means that they can wait. They don't have to cross the bridge just yet. They can sit around, chill out, and take this game a little bit more slow, particularly with the circle heading out down towards them. So there's no urgency for them, so they can start to make their move if they want to. DD is absolutely having a right barrel roll of his life over there. Flower C walks on past, well, drives on past, but does take a quick look out in that direction. Vampire Esports, you can see them just starting to make their way over the coast. Box shot up by 2 teams at the moment, back-to-back and Stalwart.
It's far from ideal. Bad for business. Bensu will get that heal off, so stays alive. The Coop left a little bit too far forwards for recouping that one. If you'll pardon the pun. Stalwart going to push in from the back as well, and Top takes some shots over towards Bensu. The firing line is established. Box caught in a mincemeat.
Stalwart would love to pick up a couple of these knocks and a couple of these eliminations as well. In fact, actually taking one knock over towards back-to-back and a couple of knocks over towards box. So this is a great time to come in and try and third party. Top even throwing the nade out the vehicle. Goodness me, the moving grenade. They really want to get this fight started and underway. They want to finish it quick.
If they can take that aggression to back-to-back, who have Morph to worry about in the same time as well, they could prove to be useful, but Donuts, USG, no, sorry, Team Seoul have rocked up on the back as well. Goodness me, everybody's moving along the south coast, and Stalwart will take heavy fire. Pika trying to suppress this line as Top takes a tumble.
This is not good right now. Stalwart down to 3 players. They were taking this game very, very fast at the moment, trying to be swift with it because they know they need those eliminations, but it's Seoul who comes in right at a very crucial moment for STE. You can see Vampire Esports just behind them right now. Everyone on this coastal line.
Team Seoul spraying down the back again. Box. They have just had such a terrible time on this rotation. I think about 4 teams have been shooting at them. And they are just not going to survive this one out. It's an unfortunate end to their last game, although they're not completely out just now. 10th place at the start of this game. They will be struggling to get much more done with just, I believe, Break left for the squad. Yeah, there he is. You can see full HP. Goblin has been spotted. Action. Contending for that MVP spot as well. You've got to remember, there's a bit of money on the line here as well for Action alone. So even if Stalwart don't have the best of performances, if Action can get a couple of limbs on, if he can get a lot of damage in, would be good.
Cheeky peek coming through from Action. This is why he's one of our top fraggers. Vampire Esports, you can see them on the map right now, starting to rotate over the top side of all of these teams. They hear this shots ringing out, and they just want to find a position where they're not going to be taking too much fire. Stop just towards the north side of Milter, waiting for this next circle to pop now. Down 1. Oh my goodness me. This is a circle to end the PMWI on. I mean, it's certainly a circle, that is for sure. Aton Esports, USG, both pretty happy with this. They were backed into a corner, but now it looks like they're backed into the last available space on the map.
Wow. Okay, all right. How much of the circles is currently water right now? I feel like it's a good 50 to 60% at least. This peninsula, far from kind. Can the Wildcats get across as well? Of course, they're still in that race for 5th place.
Vampire Esports, though, down 1 Kia, rocking on past. Stone gets tossed out of the vehicle on the rotate. They lose 1 here. Doubtful that they'll be able to get Stone back up again. We'll see if there's any camaraderie here for the Vampire Esports team to get them back up, back in action as a full 4.
Staying alive, though. They are answering and answering in force. Vampire Esports find Sung, find Junie. And they are absolutely furious that they've lost their teammate there. Onba across the way for down 1 Kia with 2 players remaining now. They're in 4th place and, with good performances from other teams, are at risk of dropping from those top 5 as well.
This is terrifying at the moment. Down 1 Kia. Yes, they tried to send it dead central, but they've only made it in with Omba and Forest now. At this point in time, you know, they'd be lucky to get some placement points. You know, it would be such a shame for them to lose the after-party showdown right here, just at these final moments.
The Falcons so far being a little bit quiet, but I imagine that's about to change. 4 rivals swinging in past the back of Milter Power along that cliffside. 4 rivals, this push for them specifically is going to be really, really treacherous. In go Box Gaming's last player. Break against Stalwart with 3. It's not going to last long. Action picks up another one in the race for MVP.
He's wanting to hold this. Pika knows that a nade gets thrown out, sees a little underhand as he walks in. And it was an underhanded play. And in this case, both the players from STE, they just wait it out. Falcons right on the northeastern edge. One player on the floor. It's Damar here. Most likely will lose him. Appy searching the smoke for that player. Powerful, takes a bit of damage. Yusuf's on the drive. They're looking for areas to just stay safe in. It's those 2 points they're behind him. Vampire Esports, similarly, not in the best of situations.
It feels like Team Falcons kind of let that one happen and allowed 4 rivals to descend from their cliffside position and now are potentially on the back foot in their race to try and challenge Vampire Esports for the top spot, for the trophy. The Thailand team taking them on. The circle goes back landward.
And this is good for Vampire Esports. You've got to admit, these guys are like one of those medieval battering rams. They will make it into the circle through rain or sunshine. It does not matter. They were in Quarry, Primorse. Now they're in the dead central of the circle now, despite even the incredible hardships that have kept coming out here. Now Falcons, smokes are down. They've got to get through the gates, get through the fences, and hopefully find their way into this circle. But USG are all looking over towards them.
Donuts USG taking those pot shots, but they can swing around the north side here. Zone 4, so the zone won't be super hardcore right now, but if they get knocked outside too far, they will not be able to get that res. Making it to these buildings, really, really good news, but they're going to really expend a lot of their vehicle utility here.
Enigma Galaxy looking on down towards them. They see Morph off in the distance. Falcons pretty close by, if not a little bit closer to them. Check on the other side. Action. Takes a couple of hits from Team Soul. Pika just sending it in. Has to get immediately out, but does get knocked by back-to-backs Polo. He was looking for the Wizard Tower. Wasn't able to find it. Nevada Kadavra for a kill switch. Looking to find the rest of the team.
The teams that were the downfall of Box Gaming now duking it out with one another. Back-to-back Stalwart and Soul. All in a line. Still on that western side. Pushing in from Milta. They're on that eastern side. At the moment, Stalwart with the worst of it. Crunched in the middle. That's not a sandwich you want to be the filling of.
Well, they are suffering. You know, that's that thick bread that is weighing down on them from both ways.
It's like soda bread. It's some hefty, hefty stuff.
It is difficult to muscle through, but I'm not sure if even Stalwart can make this one happen. Vampire Esports, though, keeping it chilled out after losing one of their players. Still 3 eliminations, despite everything. Quite decent here. Falcons yet to even score 1.
But survival could be all that matters. If one of them takes a tumble early on, you do not want to be taking massive risks here with the score so close. You know you just need to outlast the other team. Sure, there's the possibility that Vampire Esports get a 500 million kill game, right?
Yep.
Elimination game. But Team Falcons, do they take that bet? Probably not. Stalwart on 178 at the start of this game, trying to pick up as many points as they can to solidify that 3rd place position that they started the game in. Kill switch, take the nade.
Action with a nade on the top. Sorry, I've just noticed something. The Vampire Esports currently on 4 players. So Stoned actually was able to just army crawl his way all the way across the map and get picked back up again.
I mean, he is a vampire. Maybe he resurrected, you know?
Or just turned into a bat and flew on over. You know, his wing was a bit wounded, but
spooky.
It was absolutely fine for them. Vampire, though, goodness me, no man left behind. Not on their winning game.
It is their run. It is their chance. Stalwart eliminated now. So 3rd place up for grabs. If one of those teams sat behind them, down 1 Kia, who aren't only on 2 players, or Enigma Galaxy, potentially a little bit more likely to be able to take that. Could jump up and maybe steal that position away. But with both of those teams still alive, it's the Wildcats chase that is very much at risk.
Right now, they're taking shots over towards back-to-back. Vampire Esports, Sertani was saying that, you know, they're a positionally heavy-based team. And honestly, coming from Primos, selecting this specific compound, getting through the players to make it happen as well, and even taking that bold move to move over the top side of the coast, maybe just out of cover whilst they hear the third party going on, to hit this compound in this specific spot, knowing the circle is going to have to come back up towards them. Very, very well done. Very smart. No one can say this is circle look for Vampire Esports at all. Falcons, though, they have got to head through some really rough terrain, and so many teams will be sweeping these areas for players.
52 Esports cracking on with RSG. Seeing the pickup mechanic in action. GZ brings DD. The two-letter synergy working out at the moment, but ooh, Daku, if he gets the angle, he's a free broadside, gets another knock, looks for it, no! Snakes away behind the cover, but Vaz is in with the rest of 52. Sorry, the only remaining player of 52, looking for the challenge, but can't get it done. RSG staying alive under pressure. This is beautiful to try and strike out. They stay in it, Blank. This chase for 5th is still going.
RSG, it's not the best position in the world, but they're only got Omber and Forest away aside them. So, you know, this really could be a chance for them. Forest currently fighting the world on his lonesome versus the entirety of USG. Falcons, though, TJB versus them. Never Alone hits the deck, takes a fair amount of bullets.
Yusuf, look at a strikeout. No way that you get that teammate back up. Powerful, hot on the heels. The smoke cover is there. TJB looking to cut down this crossing, but their attention is turned as well away to Enigma Galaxy. Yusuf on the floor, spotted. Powerful, could be taken here, and it could be all over for Falcons on their race out in the blue, and they're gone.
And that is it. The Falcons with one hell of a run here in the PMWI. It will end here, but still a fantastic position. And I think it was one of the players from Vampire Esports.
Yeah, who got that final knock, who got that final point. The blue zone claimed the final victim. And Vampire Esports looking set to take this one home, looking to try and stay at that top point. I don't see a way that they can be dethroned here, Blank.
It's going to be so, so difficult. Vampire Esports currently just sending bullets around the map. This shift, though, over towards Team Soul could be their last hurrah here. Trying to make it happen, but it's Stone looking over towards Aton Esports. Trying to hit some of those shots, but they will have to move. It's a hard shift over towards that western side right now. Vampire Esports looking to break that 200-point barrier.
The circle moving out westward, right on top of Team Soul. So now the main challenge on the cards is that race for 5th place. Who can hold on to it? RSG eliminated 6 eliminations and points total, rather, on this game. So can the Wildcats jump on up? Enigma Galaxy, they're only on 2 eliminations with 1 player left as well. Fluketh takes a knock there to the 4 rivals. Well, they've done the work already. Nades towards the back, though, going to do plenty more. 4 rivals, left down to 1. The push comes through. They'll spot it out in the open. Spray's looking good, and they'll take it down. The drive-by for Vampire Esports.
Voki taken out of the map. Fluketh, though, if we know Vampire Esports, you know, he might just crawl on over. Smokes are placed down. TJB off in the distance here. Perhaps looking for a little bit more. Tink Skirt takes a heavy bit of damage. GK first, just slinking in from the background. Trying to cross his way in. If Vampire Esports can end the day with a chicken dinner, it's a second, a first, a fourth, and then potentially even another chicken dinner on the day. It will be the most incredible bump up of points to finish this tournament for PUBG Mobile at the PMWI. Aton goes down, and Vampire's taking everyone on. Unfortunately, Ravenclaw hits the floor.
Sorted out himself. It's Ravenclaw to take the knee, but back into the smoke. Vampire still with 3, 11 eliminations. They started on Erangel with a strong chicken dinner. It would be such providence to take this one home as well, but they still have to fight through the rest of this lobby. Make that another elimination point to rack on up. Team Soul, though, still with a central position. Nades back in. Zenetexa is going to go down, and the forces holding them out are going to wane, but it's only Schweppes now left standing for the top squad.
Goes for Rez onto Ravenclaw. Stoned is bleeding out fast. Aton Esports now have different things to worry about. It's back-to-back who just nail them down. Torn apart by bullets. Sent so quickly. It looks like Vampire Esports will get all 3 players back up again. And back-to-back, they're stuck in the blue.
They are pinned. That Molotov position really solid to stop their push over towards the Vampire Esports position. Now they can start to win their way in, but Seoul have 4 players alive. The team from India, who have not had the best of times, would love to close it out here strong.
But it's Vampire Esports. You just cannot take your eyes off at this current moment. Back-to-back, they fought against them on Miramar. Here we are again. Vampire Esports looking to toss some nades over the top. Galaxy still have Freak in the game. This nade could prove absolutely disastrous. Doesn't hit anyone, luckily. But they might have seen the arc, and Stoned just slowly strafes over. Luckily, he'll live to see another day there.
A little bit of damage from Ravenclaw,
God.
but Freak takes a tumble as well. Galaxy eliminated. Stoned is found as back-to-back ride on in, trying to get that flush, and they will. Polo sends out. Schwepp wants to find the shots, but takes a lot of damage. Vampire Esports might have their run cut down here, but they have done enough. Only Ravenclaw left, hits the deck for a drop shot, and that is the end of their story. But it is now back-to-back, and Seoul going head-to-head. The team from India, 4 players alive, with a heavy elimination game, find the final. But we are going to go over to the stage for the trophy ceremony.